welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my most anticipated reads for 2022. So this is a list of 5 different reads that are going to be coming out this year that I'm really excited for. I have some thrillers in there, mostly thrillers and fantasy. In fact, I think that might be all that's on the list because that's typically what I read. But I'm super excited for these ones, and I think that you guys will be too. So the first book that I want to talk about is The Night Shift by Alex Finlay, and this book is expected to be out on March 1st, 2022, so that's coming up very soon. I'm going to read you guys the synopsis, and this one sounds so good. If you guys have watched any of my other videos, especially my favorite books of 2021, you will know that I absolutely adored the book The Mary Shelley Club, Goldie Modowski. And I wanted to find something just like it, and I searched and I think that this one might be like it. It's New Year's Eve 1999. Okay, this is gonna be giving away my age, but I remember New Year's Eve 1999 and being so scared of what was gonna happen. Y2K is expected to end in chaos. Planes falling from the sky, elevators plunging to earth, world markets collapsing, a digital apocalypse. None of that happens. But at a Blockbuster Video in Linden, New Jersey, 4 teenage girls working the night shift are attacked. Only one survives. Police quickly identify a suspect who flees and is never seen again. 15 years later, in the same town, 4 teenage employees working at an ice cream store are attacked. And again, only one makes it out alive. Both surviving victims recall the killer speaking only a few final words. Good night, pretty girl. In the aftermath, 3 lives intersect: the survivor of the Blockbuster massacre who's forced to relive her tragedy, the brother of the original suspect who's convinced the police have it wrong, and the FBI agent who's determined to solve both cases. On a collision course toward the truth, all 3 lives will forever be changed, and not everyone will make it out alive. How good does that sound? I'm just excited for it to be set in the 90s. Well, the first half of the book anyway sounds like it's set in the 90s, and I'm super excited for that because I love anything 80s, 90s, because that's my era. That's when I grew up. So I think this one's going to be really awesome. Just the fact that it takes place in a Blockbuster, I'm here for that. It's a thriller, there's murder, there's mystery. What more could you want? Okay, so next is a book that I'm very excited for, and that is the sequel in a trilogy, which is a spin-off of another trilogy. It's by Stephanie Garber, and it is The Ballad of Never After. So this is the sequel to Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is a spin-off of the Caraval series. So the Caraval trilogy came first. Absolutely adored this trilogy, loved it so much, and now there is a new spin-off series or trilogy, which is Once Upon a Broken Heart. The second one is going to be coming out September 27th, 2022. There is not a lot of information about this other than it's the sequel to this. So really, I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm really excited. I'm assuming that it's going to follow Evangeline Fox, who is our protagonist in this first story, and of course I imagine it will also follow Jax, the Prince of Hearts, as well. So if you have not read this, okay, first you need to read this, and then Legendary, and then Finale, and then you read this, and then you get to read the new book. But I promise you, worth it. On my old booktube channel, my best friend and I did serious reviews for, like, hour-long reviews for Caraval, Legendary, and Finale. So that'll be linked in my description box, my old YouTube channel, if you want to check those out. So next is a book by Holly Black, and it is her first kind of foray into the adult genre. She usually writes YA, and this book is called Book of Night. So this one is supposed to be coming out May 3rd, 2022, and this one sounds so good. It's being touted as being kind of a cross between Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo and The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So sounds pretty good to me. In Charlie Hall's world, shadows can be altered for entertainment and cosmic preferences, but also to increase power and influence. You can alter someone's feelings and memories, but manipulating shadows has a cost, with the potential to take hours or days from your life. Your shadow holds all the parts of you that you want to keep hidden. A second self, standing just to your left, walking behind you into lit rooms, and sometimes it has a life of its own. Charlie is a low-level con artist, working as a bartender while trying to distance herself from the powerful and dangerous underground world of shadow trading. She gets by doing odd jobs for her patrons and the naive new money in her town at the edge of the Berkshires. But when a terrible figure returns from her past, Charlie's present life is thrown into chaos, and her future seems at best unclear, and at worst, non-existent. Determined to survive, Charlie throws herself into a maelstrom of secrets and murder, setting her against a cast of doppelgangers, Mercutio billionaires, shadow thieves, and her own sister, all desperate to control the magic of the shadows. How good does that sound? Like, imagine if your shadow could come alive. That is just such a cool concept for a book. I'm really excited for this one. I think it'll be really, really interesting, and I'm really excited to see how she writes adults. Next is another thriller, and that is by Lucy Foley, called The Paris Apartment. And this is supposed to be coming out very, very soon, February 22nd, 2022. And the synopsis says, Jess needs a fresh start. She's broke and alone, and she's just left her job under less than ideal circumstances. Her half-brother Ben didn't sound thrilled when she asked if she could crash with him for a bit, but he didn't say no, and surely everything will look up better from Paris. Only when she shows up to find a very nice apartment, could Ben really have afforded this? He's not there. The longer Ben stays missing, the more Jess starts to dig into her brother's situation, and the more questions she has. Ben's neighbors are an eclectic bunch, and not particularly friendly. Jess may have come to Paris to escape her past, but it's starting to look like it's Ben's future that's in question. The socialite, the nice guy, the alcoholic, the girl on the verge, the concierge. Everyone's a neighbor. Everyone's a suspect. And everyone knows something they're not telling. I love thrillers. I'm really excited for that one. How good does that sound? And I love that it's set in Paris. Oh, I'm so excited for the books coming out this year, you guys. Like, there's going to be so many good ones. I had such a hard time narrowing it down to 5. And the last book that we're going to be talking about in today's video is called Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. This one is supposed to be coming out February 22nd, 2022. I just realized that's the same date, so we've got 2 awesome books coming out really, really soon. And it says, it should have been the perfect summer. Sent to stay with her late mother's eccentric family in London, 16-year-old Joan is determined to enjoy herself. She loves her nerdy job at the historic Holland House, and when her super cute coworker Nick asks her on a date, it feels like everything is falling into place. But she soon learns the truth. Her family aren't just eccentric, they're monsters with terrifying, hidden powers. And Nick isn't just a cute boy. He's a legendary monster slayer who will do anything to bring them down. As she battles Nick, Joan is forced to work with the beautiful and ruthless Erin Oliver, heir to a monster family that hates her own. She'll have to embrace her own monstrousness if she is to save herself and her family. Because in this story, she is not the hero. That one sounds so good too, so different. I love like the different ideas that are coming out. This one sounds really, really interesting as well. I love the fact that it's like combining monsters and like hidden powers. Like, it sounds like there's maybe gonna be like some witches or witchcraft or something involved. And also it sounds like the protagonist is going to be kind of going on a self-exploration journey coming into her own powers as well, which sounds really, really awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited. Let me know in the comments down below if any of these piqued your guys' interest and which ones did. And also let me know if you have any recommendations for me as well in the comments down below, because now you know what I like to read. So let me know if there's anything that I've missed that you think I might enjoy as well. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you have not done so, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm working my way to 500 subscribers and I'm really, really excited. So I'd really appreciate that if you do enjoy the videos that I post. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!